Animals Feel Emotions, Part 1. Written by Kira Fried. Introduction. Do you think animals are capable of feeling love? I am convinced that animals feel love, as well as many other emotions. Many pet owners and people who work with animals agree with me. However, many scientists do not go along with this idea. To them, what you and I considered animal emotions are really instincts. Instincts are built-in behaviors animals do without thinking that are designed to keep them alive. In this book, you read amazing stories about animals that I believe show that they aren't just behaving on instinct. The stories include tales of loyalty, friendships, tenderness, compassion, and parental care. As you read, think about how humans won't behave in similar situations. When you finish reading, I'm convinced you'll agree that animals can and do feel love. An elephant's dilemma. Echoes was the highest-ranking female in Horn of Africa. Elephants being filmed for a wildlife movie. Soon after she gave birth to a male calf, it became clear that the baby was unable to stand. His front legs were bent at the wrist joint, and he couldn't strengthen them. He kept raising himself up and on his hind legs, but couldn't get his front legs to work properly. Echo tried to lift the calf with her trunk, but he simply couldn't walk. An elephant's herd depends on its head female for leadership. It was soon time for the herd to move on the search for food, but the young calf would never be able to keep up since he couldn't walk. Echo didn't want to be separated from the herd, but she refused to abandon her new son, Ellie. Elephants can survive for several days without food and water, but it's a big risk to stay in one place for too long. Echo had to choose between the herd and her son, which most of the herd left to search for a new watering hole. Echo and her daughter Annie stayed with Ellie. It was hot, and they were soon out of food and water. Echo and Annie managed to move Ellie to a small mud hole to splash themselves and the calf with water. Again, Echo tried to get Ellie to his feet, but he screamed because he couldn't stand. Ellie was unable to nurse properly. The little guy was soon close to starving. Echo still did not abandon him. Somehow, the calf survived for 2 days. On the third day, he started putting the bottom of his feet on the ground and trying to stand up. He kept standing, falling, and trying again. Amazingly, Ellie was eventually able to walk, and the three found and met up with the rest of their herd. The filmmakers figured that the calf was so large that his front leg was locked in an unnatural position while inside his mother. Somehow, Echo knew that Alice just needed time to stretch his legs and get them moving properly. His patient, loving mother risked her life to give the calf just he needed to survive. In my opinion, Echo clearly felt love for her son. Finish animals feel emotions. Wait for part 2.